What do we do when we are feeling jealous? What do we do when we're feeling envious? Being non-monogamous doesn't stop us from having human emotions. Hi, I'm Dee. This is Clinically Polyamorous, Naturally Black. And today, we're touching back on our favorite subject, jealousy. What the hell do we do about it? How do we get around it in our relationships? Can we communicate our way around it? So, to catch some of y'all up, I've made videos short and long on jealousy before. If you want to check those out, I'll put a title card here and you can check out links down below. But you can jump right into this video. And we do have the ability to manage our jealousy, to manage our envy, to come at our relationships, whether they are monogamous or non-monogamous, with a place of care, compassion, kindness, and thoughtfulness. Now, to start this off, I'm gonna say, if anyone tells you that you're not really non-monogamous, or especially polyamorous, if you experience jealousy, I'm telling you right now, that's complete crap. It doesn't matter what your relationship style is. You're human. You will feel jealousy. You will feel envy. Those emotions often come from other feelings, other experiences. You may feel envy, which isn't necessarily the same as jealousy. One of my last videos explains jealousy and envy are two different things. Jealousy is covetousness. I love that word. It's so biblical. Covetousness. It's wanting something for yourself and only for you. That's wanting your partner only for you. Envy is different, right? Envy is wanting and not necessarily wanting to only possess that thing and no one else does. For me, I experience envy, but I've also experienced jealousy. In fact, that's part of how I realized I was making a major mindset shift. I experience envy when I'm in my healthiest state. But it's not a loud feeling. It's a loud feeling when I feel neglected. It's a loud feeling when I feel like my partners and I haven't had a lot of time together. It's not about what their other relationships are doing. It's about feeling disconnected. It's about feeling like I don't have a place. It's about wanting them to enjoy their other relationships while feeling I need to work on my own with them. Jealousy can come from a similar place. Jealousy comes with so many different emotions. What do we do about it? So then that leaves us with a big question, and one I'm probably going to do multiple videos on. What helps us with jealousy, right? A key theory that I really recommend people learn is rooted in the rupture repair cycle of relationships. And that's me pulling in some Gottman therapy and some really great work used in couples and family therapy. The rupture repair cycle is really the natural ebb and flow of human interaction. We always have conflicts and we have ways of repairing them. There are things and processes that help us be more likely to repair. Now, a very fascinating thing about the Gottman methods, about the rupture repair cycle, is how this looks and what it means can vary culturally. Culture plays a big part in how we interpret sincerity, for one, but also how we interpret, what is and isn't okay to joke about. When can we joke about something? When can we be sincere about something? What does it mean to repair? Because if you come from a culture where a sincere attempt at repairing a relationship means showing up at someone's house with a fruit cake, it's gonna be hard in some cases to then have someone come to you and just say, "Can we talk? This is how I felt. How did you feel?" So we always want to put these things in the context of where we're coming from, that there isn't one way that it looks, to be culturally mindful because that's how we communicate. Rupture repair, at its most broad, a rupture happens when there's a disagreement, misunderstanding, conflict. It comes from all sorts of places. Miscommunication, unmet needs, differences in expectations, which can lead to, of course, an emotional impact. And often people feel disconnected. To repair, we have to recognize that we aren't in harmony anymore. Everyone needs to recognize that a rupture has occurred and reflect on their own feelings and behaviors that contribute to a conflict. This applies in any conflict, right? Not just jealousy. It's about, that buzzword of accountability. But more importantly, it's about understanding. Repair is the toughest stage because it involves both a willingness to forgive and to apologize. But more than that, it requires humility and vulnerability to acknowledge that we contributed to a conflict. And who wants to do that? I'm telling you now, most of us don't. And it also involves having to actually acknowledge the conflict. And this is a sweeping statement. I don't care. I've seen it proven true time and time again. If you are from a particular culture, but if you were raised by boomers and older, or older Gen X, or people who were raised by those older folks, you certainly may never have learned how to address conflict because how that happened back in the day is very different than now. And to some people, acknowledging and addressing as repair doesn't work. It is making everything worse. It is not letting things go. That doesn't fix anything, but we also can't control people come at it that way. What we can do is find the ways that repair. Sometimes it's a simple gesture to show you matter and I want to be connected to you. Most often, you're going to have to do some level of communicating involving validating, problem solving, rebuilding trust, and figuring out how to compromise or move forward together. So that's the whole theory, and that's the basis of what we do next. Acknowledge and manage the jealousy. Now, before I really get into it, I'm going to get ahead of the curve. It is not always appropriate to expect our partners to manage our jealousy. And I'm not saying that everybody's running around asking their partners to break up with someone because they're jealous. Some people are. But I'm talking about the fact that sometimes it isn't appropriate to go to our partners with our jealousy yet. Maybe because they're doing work and on people pleasing, and we need to process more before we go to them so we don't push them to people please us. And sometimes because we are so hot, we are so bothered, we are so upset that we can't have that conversation yet. And that's okay. We'll talk more about that. But the first step in managing jealousy is acknowledging your feelings. Again, it is so okay to feel jealous. It's not good or bad. So just recognize it, people. Like, come on, you're a human being. I'm a human being so far as all of you know. We're all going to feel jealousy. So observe those feelings in your body, in your mind, in your spirit. Don't go, oh, I feel bad, therefore I'm doing something bad. No, go, I am feeling jealous because my partner K is out with E. My husband is on his first date. My wife is getting serious with her partner. Maybe even my wife broke up with her boyfriend and she is so upset, I wonder if she would be this upset over me. Acknowledge what you're thinking, acknowledge what you're feeling, and accept that jealousy is a natural emotion. This acceptance can help you approach any conversation with more compassion to everyone. Because some of that acknowledgement we have to do is acknowledging our partners aren't mind readers. A common issue I have with clients and their family, their friends, their partners is the absolute certainty that they should know. And this crosses all people. But I have to say, for my fellow Black folk out there, particularly my fellow Black women, we have been raised to have our guards up so high that we do a hell of a lot of projecting. I just see that a lot in my office, and we are not alone. But I think how we talk about it, we are more forthright in it, and we assume people will follow if they are genuine. But sometimes what we're assuming people are feeling and thinking isn't a fact. You're assuming that for the umpteenth time your partner is snubbing you, and they don't even remember you telling them to wash the dishes, or they plan to do it after a nap, or you've never said anything at all, so they don't know it bothers you, but you're telling yourself this long-winded story. Okay, so you have to accept at some point in that observation that you don't know everything that's happening. Maybe it's not someone intentionally making you jealous. Maybe no one's under threat. Maybe that person your partner is dating doesn't want to see them more than once or twice a week. But you're telling yourself they're trying to steal them away. You need more data. And you need to accept that sometimes what we think and what we feel are not the factual material realities. They're just the reality of what we're feeling internally. Now, reflect on those feelings. Take some time to understand the root cause of your jealousy, because how you can attack that jealousy can vary by where it comes from. Is it stemming from past experience and betrayals, and there's work that you need to do? Is it stemming from a deep fear? Is it stemming from a sense of low self-worth, of poor attachment styles, of changes that you're seeing in your relationship, of feeling anxious because non-monogamy means you are making your own way and you don't have a script to stick to? Take time to self-reflect and explore where those feelings come from, how and when they were activated in you, and what story you then tell yourself. Observe that story yet again. Journaling by hand or by voice recorder can be great for exploring that. So can talking to friends and loved ones. I would caution talking to other partners or talking to shared friends in certain contexts, or even family members who are really close to our partners. One, not everyone's out. But more importantly, sometimes they are too biased, and sometimes we can unintentionally put them in the middle. I'm not saying keep them in the dark or isolate yourself, but be careful about how much you share. Crossing too much from one relationship into the other can get very messy. So what's our next step? We've reflected, we've accepted. We start to decide what response we'd like to have to our jealousy instead of just reacting to it. Hey, thank you for watching Clinically Polyamorous, Naturally Black. This is Dee. If you want to check out some resources, link down below. Please like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Thanks. I'll catch you next time. Peace.